Hidden beneath every fortune lies a blueprint most people never see. A blueprint built on psychology, leverage, human nature, and sometimes deception. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain. Because once you understand the blueprint of money, you'll never look at wealth, success, or the world the same way again. Welcome to the silent battlefield. The blueprint of money becomes even more interesting when you realize that wealth is not built through effort alone. It is built through leverage. This is the concept most people never fully understand. The average person believes growth is linear. Work 1 hour, earn 1 hour's pay. Work 10 hours, earn 10 hours' pay. Everything is connected directly to effort. The wealthy operate differently. They seek multiplication. They seek leverage. And leverage changes the rules of the game. Imagine 2 men. The first digs a hole with a shovel. The second operates an excavator. Both are working, but one is using leverage. The machine amplifies his output. The same principle exists in money. Leverage is anything that allows you to produce results beyond your personal effort. A business is leverage. Technology is leverage. Capital is leverage. Networks are leverage. Knowledge is leverage. Influence is leverage. The person who understands leverage can outperform thousands who rely solely on effort. This is why some people become trapped. They spend their lives increasing effort when they should be increasing leverage. The battlefield rewards multiplication, not exhaustion. Yet society celebrates exhaustion. People proudly announce how busy they are, how tired they are, how little sleep they got, as if suffering itself creates wealth. But the marketplace does not reward sacrifice. It rewards outcomes. This is a difficult truth, because many people secretly believe that because they have suffered, they deserve success. Life doesn't work that way. The market doesn't care what you deserve. The market responds to value, and value responds to leverage. This is why understanding human nature becomes essential. Because people are leverage. Relationships are leverage. Trust is leverage. Reputation is leverage. Every successful empire in history was built through people. Never forget that. The lone wolf is a myth. Even kings needed armies. Even emperors needed advisors. Even billionaires need teams. The strongest force in wealth creation is not money. It is cooperation. But this is where human deception enters the battlefield. Because people often present one face while hiding another. They speak loyalty, but pursue self-interest. They speak friendship, but chase advantage. They speak partnership, but seek control. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He understood that human beings are driven by incentives, not intentions. This is one of the most valuable lessons in wealth creation. Watch what people do, not what they say. The employee says he wants success, yet spends every evening consuming entertainment. The entrepreneur says he wants growth, yet refuses to learn new skills. The investor says he wants wealth, yet panics every time the market falls. Actions reveal priorities. Words reveal desires, and desires often deceive. This is why disciplined individuals are so rare. Because discipline requires a person to act independently of emotion. Most people are controlled by emotion. Fear controls them. Comfort controls them. Envy controls them. Ego controls them. And these emotional forces quietly destroy financial futures. Think about fear. Fear keeps people from investing. Fear keeps people from starting businesses. Fear keeps people from taking calculated risks. Fear keeps people from pursuing opportunities. And while fear whispers caution, opportunity quietly passes by. Years later, they wonder why nothing changed. The answer is simple. Growth always exists outside comfort. The wealthy understand this, not because they are fearless, but because they act despite fear. That distinction changes everything. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement despite fear. And every meaningful financial breakthrough requires it. Every successful entrepreneur once faced uncertainty. Every investor once doubted themselves. Every leader once questioned their abilities. The difference is that they moved anyway. Most people wait until they feel ready. The wealthy move before certainty arrives. Because certainty rarely arrives. The battlefield rewards action, not endless preparation. How many dreams have died in preparation? How many businesses never started? How many investments never happened? How many books were never written? How many opportunities vanished because someone waited for perfect timing? Perfect timing is one of the greatest deceptions ever invented. The truth is simple. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. And this leads us to another hidden law of money. Speed matters. Not reckless speed. Strategic speed. The world moves quickly. Opportunities appear and disappear. Markets shift. Technology changes. Consumer behavior evolves. Those who hesitate too long often discover that someone else has already seized the opportunity. This does not mean rushing blindly. It means learning to recognize when action is required. And that skill becomes increasingly valuable. But perhaps the most important principle in the blueprint of money is compounding. Compounding is one of the most misunderstood forces on earth. People think compounding applies only to investments. It doesn't. Everything compounds. Knowledge compounds. Relationships compound. Skills compound. Habits compound. Reputation compounds. Confidence compounds. Discipline compounds. And unfortunately, so do mistakes. A small positive habit, repeated for 10 years, creates extraordinary results. A small negative habit, repeated for 10 years, creates extraordinary problems. The difference appears insignificant at first, then becomes massive later. Most people fail because they underestimate the power of small actions. They want immediate transformation, immediate wealth, immediate results, immediate success. But the blueprint of money operates differently. It rewards consistency. The wealthy understand that small advantages accumulated over long periods become overwhelming. 1% better each day. One new skill, one valuable connection, one wise investment, one improved habit. Over time, these tiny advantages create enormous separation. The tragedy is that most people quit before compounding begins. They plant seeds, then dig them up every week to see if they're growing. They want immediate proof, immediate validation, immediate rewards. But compounding demands patience, and patience has become rare. We live in a world addicted to instant gratification. Everyone wants the fruit. Few want to plant the tree. Everyone wants wealth. Few want to build the foundation. Everyone wants freedom. Few want the discipline required to achieve it. And this is why financial success remains elusive for so many. Because the path is simple, but not easy. The blueprint is visible, yet rarely followed. Now let's talk about something even more dangerous: the deception of status. This trap destroys countless futures. People buy things they cannot afford to impress people who do not care. Think about that. Entire financial futures sacrificed for appearances. Cars, clothes, watches, luxury lifestyles funded by debt. Not because they create value, but because they create the illusion of value. And this is where many lose the war, because they confuse looking wealthy with becoming wealthy. The two are completely different. One creates admiration, the other creates freedom. One seeks attention, the other seeks ownership. One consumes, the other acquires. The wealthy understand something powerful. Assets buy luxuries. Debt buys stress. The average person buys liabilities first and hopes wealth arrives later. The wealthy buy assets first and allow those assets to fund luxuries. That difference changes everything. Comment below: assets before luxuries. If you understand that lesson, because it might be one of the most important financial principles you'll ever learn. The blueprint of money is not hidden because it is complicated. It is hidden because most people are distracted. Distracted by appearances, distracted by comfort, distracted by entertainment, distracted by comparison. And while they focus on the visible game, the invisible game continues. Ownership, leverage, compounding, discipline, influence, value. These are the foundations. These are the pillars. These are the mechanisms that quietly create financial empires. But we are not finished, because in the next part, we enter the deepest layer of the battlefield, the hidden relationship between power and money. The reason influence often creates wealth faster than labor, the psychological laws that govern financial success, and the uncomfortable truth about why the majority remain trapped while a minority continue to rise. Because once you understand power, you begin to understand money. And once you understand money, you begin to understand the world itself. Now, I am not going to tell you to subscribe to the channel. But if you want to master the game of money, then you already know what to do. And remember, the battlefield is silent, but every day someone wins, and every day someone loses. The question is, which side are you preparing for?